God bless you all. My name is Jack Winters, a fellowship in Queensferry Church, and this is my testimony. Testimony is this. I was brought up in a Christian home all my life. I always knew a church. I knew how church worked. I knew God, knew of a God, rather, I should say. I knew Jesus, and I made many choices in my life to follow Jesus. I look back now and you probably say I was never saved in the first place, to be honest, but I would always go around the same cycle. I go to church, hear the gospel, I want to follow Jesus, and I fall away, and I went around that cycle for a long time. I was never really a violent person, an aggressive person, lived a quiet life, never really got into trouble, just a normal person. And I was walking with the Lord around about just before 2016, and I fell away again, but something happened in my heart, something happened inside me, that my heart completely went hands on rock towards Christians, towards God, towards light and life, towards everything and anybody involved with God. I had a deep hatred in my heart towards all of them. And again, I can't explain where it come from, but it come. And people come witnessing me telling me about Jesus, but I didn't want to know, because I knew what they're saying was right, and I knew most of it myself anyway. I just didn't want to know. And I was taking steroids at the time, anabolic steroids, and I was taking enough steroids, you could literally kill a horse, how much I was taking. I was taking more than ever though, because I went in this mind frame of ultra aggression, ultra self-ego if you like, and I was taking more and more and more, and I found myself getting fond of the beer or the alcohol or the drink. I was never really a drinker up until this point. I'd go in for the weekend, that weekend me would go off or something like that. She never wanted to go, I'd always make her go. But something, I tried to get very fond of it. I got very fond of these little cans, little cranberry and vodka cans, like a Red Bull can there. I found myself drinking these in the morning time on the way to work, and before I could turn around, before I looked at it, I was a full-blown out alcoholic. Now, you could never tell me at the time that I was an alcoholic, because an alcoholic will never admit he's an alcoholic. He will never admit he's got a drink problem. And if you do tell them, they'll bite your head off, because they don't want to know. But I would drink every morning, I mean this. What I'm saying is, ones who know me will know this to be true. I would drink every single morning on the way to work. In a red protein shaker, I used to put beer in there to hide the beer, not to hide from anybody, but it would keep arguments at bay so she wouldn't find out what they used to be. So I private drink, sneak drink, all day. From going to work, I had to have a certain amount of alcohol in my system to knock a door, otherwise forget about it. When I was going to the gym, I'd have beer inside my gym bag, and in between sets I would go in and I'd crack a bottle open, neck a bottle, and I'd go back into my session. Then I got very fond of a public house here in the Lakes called the Brewery Arms. And this place, I love this place because I could be myself there. You know, I was a very egotistic man, very arrogant man, prideful man, boastful man. And I loved that sort of environment where I felt powerful, and I felt powerful there. And nothing in this world, no, I would pick this place over going on holiday with my family every day of the week. It got a roll with me, it got a rap with me. I couldn't drink with sensible travelling people. I could only drink with people down and out from the estate, because that's who my company was, because that's who I could relate to. And I found myself from nowhere. This has been 12 months now. My life is going worse to worse to worse to worse to worse. But I just didn't care. I seemed to be going more drinking, more steroids, more to myself, to the point where my own was completely shattered in bits. And I didn't even see it coming. I don't know how it happened. But I know this for a fact, that this was God's divine plan. I've come such a way where I couldn't care less if I was left, if there were children around me, I wasn't interested. Because the beer got hold of me that much, it had a grip on my life that much, the steroids had a grip on my life that much, I had no time for nothing or nobody, just this, me, myself and I. And I definitely had no time for God. That was until I was left again, and I was on the way over to my missus, to my mother and father-in-law, she was staying over there, and I got pulled over for drink driving. Cut the story short, I lost my licence, I lost my car, and I lost my licence for drink driving. It was the best thing ever happened to me, because I was going to end up in a box, in a cell, or divorced. And for the first couple of months of losing my licence, I was still going to A to B, trying to get there and there, but things were just going worse. Now, no man can go as long as I went. In every aspect of life, I was in the gutter. I was left in a place where I was by myself. I was sitting in the trailer and I knew something had to change. And I've got the paper written down here. I've still got it now, nearly 3 years on. And I wrote down a list of things that I needed to get rid of out my life. Things that had to change. Because I knew at either point where everything was just a mess and I needed to change. And I knew that change was God. In this time, a man called Levi Gorman come over to me on this ground. He went on to be my pastor for a couple of years, mighty man of God. And he come into me and he knocked on my door and he said, listen, I've got to come in. He said, I feel like I need to come witness to you. Man got witness to me. And I knew, I didn't take much witnessing to, because I knew what he was saying was right. Now this was the difference in all the other times to this time. This time I meant what I said. I said, God, if you're real, I said, if you're real, I need you to come into my life and change my life. Whatever it takes, God, I'm going to follow you. I meant what I said. Now, this is the difference between all the other times. Many of us know that Jesus Christ died and he rose again on the third day. We all know that he shed his blood to make a way into heaven for me and you. We know all the stuff in our brain because we've been brought up programmed to know of it. But do you know him in your heart? Do you know him in your life? And this was the difference this time. I accepted him in my heart and my life. And I promise you faithfully, when you make a decision to follow the Lord Jesus Christ and you mean business and it comes from your heart and you seek and you follow him and you want to do the things of him, then he can work with you. I was left in a place where everything and everybody was by myself isolated, to realise that I needed God more than ever. If you're watching this video tonight, listen to what I'm saying to you. Please listen to this. Just listen for another minute. There is nothing in this world, nothing in the beer, there's nothing in the steroids, or nothing in the sessions. It's always an empty glass of an empty happiness, of an empty joy. There is no peace in the world. Please save yourself the heartache and the trouble that not only I went through, many other people went through as well, and going through. Please listen to what I'm saying to you. Turn to Jesus. If God can take this sinner, God can take the alcoholic, a steroid addiction, self-egotistic person, and break my heart into a million pieces. And the best part about it is this. All the problem that I had with the Christians and with the light and life and everything, all the things I had against them, it was me. I was the problem. But I couldn't see because my heart was so blind and so hard. Until God broke my heart into a million pieces. And I see everything in a different light. Glory be to the Lord Jesus Christ. Sometimes in our life, we have to realise that we're the problem. The drink, there's nothing in it. God put a love back in my life for my boys and for my wife that I lost because I was so caught up with the enemy's schemes and he completely blinded me. He's healed me, little boy, of autism. My boy was autistic. My boy now is on autism. Autism, that's another testimony in itself. He's freed me of steroids. He's freed me of drink. He's given me a life. He's given me a joy. He's given me a hope. He's given me a future. Why run to the things of the world? You will not find it in the world. You've heard testimony a million times. I'll tell you again, listen. The only thing in this world that is worth dying for is Jesus Christ, because he died for us. Please stop playing games with Jesus. Get to know him. Accept him into your life. Don't waste another day, never mind another second. God bless you.